Poopy scoop. Poopy scoopy poop. Yeah, I'm testing the microphone. That's what I'm saying. Instead of saying 1, 2, 3. There we go. Oh yeah. Where is the chat? There it is, the doc, the chat doc. Is it chat? There it is. There we go. Live chat. Hey, what up? What up? Yes, Javier 5072. What up? Trying to get my microphone dialed in. It's pissing me off. Hold up. Guys, what up? This week's huge, man. This week they're doing it for Johnny. Monumental history in the making. Happening now. What up? Who do we got? Oh, there we go. Opulence. Hope. Rebellions are built on hope. Lucas. Mozart. Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. What is the self-custody problem that we might run into? I just recorded a video before I hopped on this live that I'll be putting out today where we're going, basically running through what I'm seeing going on as of this moment in time. But for self-custody, basically, you're going to have to come out of the woodwork and do some shit in KYC yourself, basically. You got to whitelist your wallet, is what it's saying as of right now. But they have 2 days. They have 2 days of still battling shit out. That's why anything you're kind of seeing right now is not too concrete. Yo, we in here. Isma. No Senate markup this week. No, the Senate markup is still, as of right now, still happening on Thursday. But the agriculture markup or cross-reference, some bullshit, that is getting moved to the end of the month. That just happens to so be coordinating with the potential government shutdown. The potential government shutdown, the second round of this is taking place right around then. And guys, tomorrow we also have the Supreme Court ruling on the tariffs. We have that. And then the next day we have the Senate markup. But yet again, this is all potential because they could throw a wrench and everything. And we also have Donnie tweeting that he kind of is going to get involved in Iran. So a lot's happening. So I don't even know where to. Did we win yet? I'm still waiting on the winning. I mean, that's all we could do. We gotta sit around and wait for the supposed winning to maybe be coming. Missing hanging with my crypto loving friends. It's tough out here being the only one who gets crypto. Oh man. Didn't you say, I think you were the one that said, you said your husband's like pure stocks, like he doesn't fuck with crypto. Tired of winning, Mike. Oh, I feel that. Don't worry. Did we win yet? Yes. Mike, double check that. I'm literally reading the crypto market move to late January. I think that's for the agriculture committee version of it, though. Because as of right now, I think these guys, I forget, there's so many fucking different committees. You can't even keep track of them all. Like, it's so complex and unnecessary. Hence why I'm tired. It's tough pulling someone through a bear market. Oh yeah, they don't listen. During a bear market, it's over. Dude, that's what I mean. Hour on the hour, it's developing. At this rate, when we're approaching it in 2 days, they're fighting tooth and nail to hash out any little details because there's still language that the crypto guys are not fond of going on in there. Like, you could tell it's a compromise, but then you got Patrick Witt running around saying, everyone stop being a bitch, trust in the process, Clarity Act is within sight, you know, more or less. I don't know how much I believe that, because yet again, we need, that's the one thing I obviously agree with Jake about, where he says you need the catalyst. Not that he's the only one that says that, but you need that kind of spark. And it's just any song about a spark. The spark is what fucking starts it all. And he thinks that's Japan, whatever you think it is. Now seeing Donnie tweet about moving on Iran potentially. I mean, I don't know how potentially it is, you know. They don't want us peasants making money. The banks will lose out. Well, something coinciding with all this going on, there was a report that just came out that JP Morgan, one of the top banks, I think it might have been JP, $25 billion just in the interest of exactly what they don't want the stablecoin issues to get their hands on. It's hysterical. What up, Pale Moon? Banks fighting yield and crypto rewards. Coinbase is, it's a battle. It's a battle of the lobbies. And then yet again, like Patrick Witt says, he's in the know of this. He's in the White House. He's like, it's just, we're at the stage of compromises. You know, you got to come to some sort of compromise. So I don't know. This is because we're worried about deposit flight. That's what we're worried about, the deposit flight. Shut the fuck up, deposit flight. You kidding me? Is this it, Mike? I don't think so, unfortunately. Shane Norton. I don't think so. And I hope the Clarity Act gets passed, but I'm not seeing that will be done. Even whatever takes place in the 15th, that's not the vote. It's a good sign, but there's still about 3 or 4 more steps after that to get it done. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Like, we're not as close as, in my mind, as people think. I mean, it really comes down to that, if they're gonna pull the government shutdown shit again. That's really what it comes down to, in my eyes. XRP isn't a stablecoin. RLUSD. Who said XRP is a stablecoin? Wait, what? Does not stablecoin yield mean no? Well, yeah, XRP ain't a stablecoin. It may seem that way from the price, at certain points in time. You definitely have that. But yet again, it's all about perspective when you got in. Like, people who got in at the 20 cent, 30 cent rate, like, they're not complaining. It's everyone within the last handful of years. It's time in the market with anything. It loves this $2 mark. It loved that 187 mark. It hovers around. But that's a good sign in my mind. You see stable. Like, I want to see some stability. I don't want to fucking see it. Bing, 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 because then I'm like casino. All these meme coins and shit. Then the government shut down. Trump called Pocahontas. She's apparently sticking up for community banks. Haha, so corrupt. I saw something involving them too, which was crazy. $2, boom. $2, boom, bitch. Yeah, because guys, they're holding so much over our heads right now. It's actually incredible, because the tariff thing tomorrow is so 50-50 what that could do to the markets. Because if they just had the whole world to stage. I cannot believe otherwise. I cannot. So great. It's all just a fucking orchestrated. Look at all the stuff that's happened within the last 2 days alone. Crazy. That's what this space is crazy. We get in the lull for a while, and then it's like, boom, all right, now they're ready for the next act, and everything moves within such a short time frame. It seems like they're in Davos and Ondo coming up. I don't know. No one knows. But Jay Clava knows, because he said he thinks XRP gets its repricing before the Clarity Act. That's his new prediction. I don't know if he's 99.999% though, but that's what he's talking about now. The longer it lingers around too. Yeah, I mean, these guys are just, yet again, you can see the ETF inflows. Still consistent. Good numbers. Jake is wrong, jackass. You don't think you don't agree with his statement? You don't think XRP sees repricing before the Clarity Act? I would probably lean more towards the Clarity Act as the whole being the catalyst. But yeah, who the fuck knows? Who knows, man? Now he says 10. No chance he's saying $10. There's no chance. Dude, that was my prediction. 8 to 10 bucks, I think, within this year is doable. Yeah, repricing a 156. I like where your head's at. People were all over Jake last night. Yeah, he's acting so weird on his lives now, is he? I don't watch his shit. I think his legal cracked down on him. Yeah, probably, because they're like, buddy, you shouldn't be these motherfuckers. Oh, man. I don't know if it's true or not that he's suing Zach. That's crazy if that's true. But 30 mil? Kidding me? 455.30 is prime after all-time high. Says, good evening, crypto. What up? He admitted it last night. What did he admit? Campbell soup. People were calling him out left and right. Yeah, he's saying $10 and starts laughing like a crazy guy. Yo, there's no way. I mean, I agree with that one. Now we're in the realm of reality of what I was thinking. Yo, what up, abs, bro? Suing him? That's so unfortunate, dude. That's so unfortunate. His lawsuit against Zach he spoke about. Oh, he did? Yeah, I don't watch any of that shit. Jay confirmed that he is in fact suing him. Holy shit, dude. Game of Thrones? Dang, sounds like I missed a good stream. He addresses the big elephant here. He addresses the big Betty. The big Betty. He's going after it. Jake wants the big kahuna, but I don't know if the big kahuna wants Jake. What do you guys think about XRP meme coins? Good evening, crypto. Salute. Salute. $25 by the end of the year. Lenny comes out from the bush, throwing out a $25 price prediction. That's ballsy, Lenny. That's ballsy. No chance he's selling a $5,000 private dinner. There's no way. Abs, me and you, we gotta come up with $2,500 each so we can go to that fucking dinner. That like a fucking Outback. I'd be happy with 25 a coin. Oh, 25, of course, that'd be beautiful. Having 30K XRP is good for you? I don't know. It's all about your personal perspective. 30K sounds like a good number. Seems like a good number in my book. Oh my gosh, please go, then report back. I feel like a bunch of guys in, I don't even know. Where's my phone, man? Where's my freaking super suit? Yep, 5K dinner. What dinner is that? I got no clue. They're telling me Jake's got a dinner at Outback or something for $5,000. We go, we get the lowdown on what the hell's actually going on. We gotta do like we gotta do one of those undercover button videos. They stick the camera in the buttons. Like in Practical Jokers. Like a boss. Do you know the date? I don't know. They're telling me this shit's going on right now. He also keeps threatening that his mastermind class is closing end of month, so get in before it closes. Oh, that's interesting. If that's true, I'm taking your word at it, Campbell Soup 165, just so we're on the same page there. But he hosts personal dinners for 5K and hotel to talk. Wait, what? He rents a hotel room to talk. What? To talk to people at the table. What the fuck? Sounds like Molly's game, man. Tinfoil hat. All right, I'm with you. Jake calls Zach. Says $100 XRP claim. Zach agrees to start beef. Jake launches phony lawsuit. Internet beef erupts. Views and money. Jake dismisses suit. And and then they both bank it. I had a better idea for them. I'm sure that could be a case too. Yo, Opulence with the 10 Canadian schmeckles, dude. I believe, or California, whatever the fuck. This is for your next Hike and Matrix video, dude. But yo, I appreciate that a ton, Opulence. Literally funding the addiction. I appreciate it. I do gotta set up an XRP wallet for that, for the tips, and then I can do a Canadian body A. Someone said they'll pay 10K to take Zach Rector to dinner. Yo, someone said he pees sitting down on one of my comments. I'm like, what the fuck are you people talking about, Zach? They were fucking roasting that guy. I mentioned this beef going on with them, and they were like, yo, Zach sucks. He fucking pees sitting down and shit. Yo, Zach, I don't know. Zach seems alright, I guess. Oh, that shit's funny. Bro, Opulence, I appreciate that a ton, bro, for real. I used to watch Jake's Mondays and Wednesday streams on a regular. I've noticed he's changed quite a bit since the new year. Seems the stress is getting to him. Well, when you call, I don't know, I imagine when you call $100, you know, I'm not saying nothing. Because apparently his team's going around waving the ban hammer. I don't want no smoke. I'm sitting there, I'm just fucking vibing with Plank. I'm 99.99% sure of that. Zach will have to do some serious fundraising soon. 30 million is a death note. Yeah, I don't know. Don't get sued, Mike. I ain't saying nothing. I'm vibing with Plank. Look at him. He's all cute over there. Cute bastard. I was saying some shit about the central banks in the video I just recorded before this, and I was like, fuck, you actually like can't say some shit. Not even like it's bad to say. It's just, yeah. I'm not even gonna say nothing. Canadian buddy. He sits to pee because he wants to, not because he has to. Okay, fella? Hit the thumbs up, gang. Yo, I appreciate that. Rip and some Les Paul. Yo, shout out Les Paul, dude. Yo, guys, smash the like button. How many people we got now? 126 people. And 29 likes? What the hell is going on here? This is rookie amateur numbers. What is going on? We gotta get those fucking numbers up, bro. This is a Peloton scoreboard. Get on your bike. And that's it. We're ready to go. I gotta get one of those. Chuck Norris stands up to shit. Well, he's gonna get it all over his fucking hamstrings then. I already did it. I appreciate that. Chuck Norris. Yo, standing up to shit is foul. It is foul. Dude. Yo, you traded all your algo? What are you talking about? Wait. I traded all my algo yesterday for TIA. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Apparently that was a boss call. Yo, like a boss? Yo, shout out Trinity, bro. Making fucking money moves out here with Tia. I don't even know what that is. Jake's premises is no longer relevant because there is plenty of oil and different political party in charge. That is true. I mean, his thing, yeah, I don't know what Tia is. He's saying it because, I don't know. I got no clue. I don't think he knows either, but I don't know. So, I don't fucking know. You don't know what you know. Sometimes in the middle of the night, it's easier to pee sitting down than to hear the wife bitch about splatter. You gotta get one of those night lights for it from Shark Tank, dude. They stick a night light in the toilet. They can do like holograms. So it can make like a hologram on the water. And they put Mr. Wonderful's face. They were like, yo, we could do that if you want. We could make one special edition. We could put your face on it. Just added a smidge of Canton to the portfolio. Doesn't sound like too bad a call. I'm just still very kind of weary on that. Just yet again, back to the optics. Just something about it. But yet again, I don't know enough about it. So maybe that's why. Doesn't seem. It's also not on. It's not on something easy for me, like a Coinbase or some shit. It's on like Kraken. Is Kraken worth me? Hey guys, if I had to pick between Kraken and Gemini, which would you go with? Which is better, in your opinion? Curious. Make one with Jake's face on it, yo. Yo, no, you'd get sued, bro. Get sued too, but you can't use my face. Tia is my call as the winner for this year. I've been watching it and studying the team. Been studying them, huh? Kraken's good here in Canada. Kraken. Crack-a-lackin'. Kraken, really. I guess why? Why is it that definitive? Because Gemini just came out with their card. Does Kraken have any good XRP type cards? Anything like that would benefit that type of ecosystem? Keep your eyes on Iran. The government there is slaughtering its citizens by thousands now. U.S. intervention. Oh, well, I mean, Trump already tweeted and kind of alluded to that. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. All this lining up is crazy, right on time with tomorrow the tariff ruling, the next day the crypto ruling. That's weird. That's weird to me. That seems very coincidental, you know, to say the least. Iran's a fucking mess. Yeah, we know that intervention's coming. They've talked about it, you know. That's always been the end game. It's on Uphold too. Well, like Uphold. What we're seeing today is the pump before the dump tomorrow at 10 a.m. when the Supreme Court most likely rules against the Trump tariffs. However, it will not matter because many ways to skin a cat. You think they go through it? I think they're gonna pull just some maneuvering of the words and the optics of it. They're gonna try to make, this is just my guess, they're gonna try to make the optics of it scarier than what it might actually be, and just prevent him from enacting those kind of same powers. But he's kind of already said that there's probably some other ways, you know, we can get around it. Something like that, but maybe you could be right. Maybe that's what the Black Swan could be. Yeah, this isn't really a pump at all. We only kind of moved 3 cents. It's 210. What are the odds of SCOTUS striking down the tariffs? The thing is, none of us know. I think, yet again, it's going to be a finessed ruling. I don't think it's as black and white as like, oh, you got to pay back everything, because that would literally, like he said, fuck the country. He says, I mean, that part I agree with him with. If they ever slammed the ruling that like you'd have to pay back all those fucking tariffs, that would crash markets real good. I don't think it's anything drastic. Delayed again? You think it gets delayed again? Well, it's tomorrow, unless they did delay it again, and I'm not caught up. Oh, Hines is in the conversation now for the market clarity. Wait. Very. All right, here. We got some breaking stuff. A little bit breaking. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, so if Democrats kill landmark legislation that would cement U.S. leadership in fintech simply to score political points, they'll have to explain that choice to voters in November. Yeah, I mean, you'd hope, you would think, because it actually was a pretty surprising block, a good voting block that would get out and move. I think they figured that out. You would hope they see that. So very, very likely that this answer from the White House will not fly, Senate Democrats. Many want ethics. Yeah, they want that ethics thing because of that fucking Trump coin, which, I mean, that makes sense, you know, a little bit. Many want ethics requirements to cover the president's family, but it's a red line to not cover the president himself. Senator Ruben Gallegos. This is just one more issue that could imperil the sweeping effort to overhaul the financial system. Yeah, these people are fucking annoying, man. Patrick Witt's out here saying it's gonna happen, and then you had, what's his name? The new SEC chair just went on Fox Business. Paul something. No, I was gonna say Paul Stamets. Not Paul Stamets, dude. Whatever the fuck his name is, dude. He was on Fox Business, and he said we're gonna get this done within the year. So he gave that vague time horizon. And then they asked him again, or he tweeted this time, and he says, we're looking forward to getting this done in the coming months. So he's kind of just all over the place the way he's wording it, whether it's hard to gauge whether this would be this soon or not. Could it be a misdirect of like, yo, we still, like, the coming months, bang, it's kind of around the corner, not a couple of months. Do Democrats own crypto? Do they not want it regulated? I think the banks just got their holds on certain people. I think it just comes down to that team, whose team bank. FUD going crazy. No faith in y'all at all? Who's fudding? Going through the drama? That ain't fudding. What are you talking about? It's all part of the grand plan, my boy. Atkins. Yeah, Atkins. Thank you. They're not scaring me the fuck out. You kidding me? That's the whole point of what we're tapped into. We're tapped into what these guys are doing behind their back. I use Coinbase's built-in wallet. I ain't fucking leaving. You can bet your ass on that. Morning, Mike. What up, Shepard? I gotta pull the chat up here. It's too, it's too far away on that fucking screen over there. There it is. Okay. Cardano has 1% staking on Uphold. Yeah, I don't own any Cardano. I'm kind of okay with that just at this point in time. Thank you very much. If I can hold silver for 15 years, I can hold XRP to make money. Dude, silver's popping today. Popping. That's where the money is. It's popping. Dude, are you fucking kidding me? Have you guys not been tapped in to silver? Are you kidding me? Look at this. Oh, 5 day. Yeah, oh, that's not too exciting. All right, how about a month? About a month of about a fucking 36% gain. 6 months, how about 124%? Oh, no chart available. Are you kidding me? Give me the year-to-date chart. How about... Oh, it's only 19 on the year-to-date. But when you start going the year and the 5 year. 5 years, 250% gain over 5 years is pretty good. Pretty good in my eyes. Especially if we see the squeeze. The literal squeeze playing out in real time. It always go. I think silver will top at 112. What do you mean top out though? Because I think it's gonna just kind of continue doing what it's been doing. Honestly, I think it kind of goes up, hovers around, retraces a little bit, but the inevitable grind is just up and to the right. I think it just stay. I mean, but yet again, I know nothing. No clarity till after the midterms. I would hope not, dude. Zoom out when in doubt. Time in the market is when it. Oh, obviously, yeah, that's the only way to do it. Time in the market beats timing. JP Morgan will determine the silver price. Well, I mean, yeah, they have kind of. That's so crazy. They played literal monopoly with the fucking silver market. You got to give credit what credit's due. Yo, 211. Oh my God, we're going to the moon, guys. They will trap dumb retail and metals as they leave crypto. I mean, people, I know people think that, but the thing is with the silver, though, is the actual market dynamics compared to the China thing that happened on January 1st. Like, they need it. No, I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily just that. I think there's it's a utility asset. And then I still need to confirm this, but it seemed like the DoD partnered with the likes of JP Morgan and others for an $8 billion new facility to process metals. If that, I really need to fact check that, but I saw a couple of different decent sources of what people seem to be. But anyone let me know if that's true, if you know it's true or not. But South Korea is going to flood the market with silver soon? Really? Who's saying that? Like, why do you say that? Because I haven't heard that take before. So is there actual substance to it, you know? Silver won't make you rich. Yeah, I'm not saying silver necessarily makes you rich, but yet again, if you got a good position in years ago, kind of like how some of the early crypto guys are, they just kind of have the opportunity to buy a shit ton of it. Then here you go, fucking 10 years of your life passes, you blink, then you're happy you did that. You mean a new JP facility to offload their kilos? That's an interesting take. New JP facility to off. Think that's what they're up to? Why wouldn't they want to hold on? I might not get to enjoy the parabolic pump for XRP, but my kids will be in good shape. Just saying, bro. Hey, whatever works in like your life equation, you know? JP Morgan is moving cocoa. Remember the boat that got busted a few years back? Google it. I feel like that's kind of ringing some bell. But no, I'm actually not familiar with that off the top of my head. That's interesting. Yo, shout out Turin, Italy. Or Turin. What do you think about XVG? I got no clue what that is. I'm sorry if that's not the answer you want. I got no clue. Oh, man. I'm sorry, bro. There's so many I don't know about. There's a lot to keep track of, though. There was also something within the Clarity Act that would basically put put the same things on a pedestal in terms of the coins if they had a proper S1 filing for the ETF product starting back from January 1st. So that would put the hand select list of them. Bitcoin, they were like, oh, it'll put Solana, XRP, Link, Dogecoin, Litecoin, maybe one or two others. That'll put them on the same pedestal as Bitcoin and Ethereum, basically, in terms of, I guess, legality, even though XRP has the legal clarity, but they still rope that in for some reason. So those are the ones, yet again, in kind of the ETF basket products that I've always looked at, and those seemed the good bets for the ones that got the wink and the nod, kind of go ahead. So any of those seemed like safer bets. But then I look, we're all in this community, the XRP, the utility crypto kind of sphere. It's just the play I can't get my mind around. Unless it's as simple as this, of why something like Ondo, with the backing of BlackRock and Fidelity and company and more, why? Because JP Morgan and Goldman, they did say that they were kind of early, little bit of infiltration action going on at Ethereum. So why, like, all that tokenized stock product and everything, and they're utilized in ETH, and then they're actively making tweets. I remember a couple months back, they're like, we're sorry for the congestion and the prices and everything. I don't know, I guess Ethereum could, I don't know, they got time, I guess, to evolve. I mean, if the powers that be have their hooks synced into them, then, I mean, they're going to do what they can to try to keep them alive, I guess. I don't know, it's all just such a fucking show at the end of the day. Go crazy. Ethereum's the best. Ethereum's better than yours. I hope it makes silver jewelry more expensive. JP Morgan is, oh yeah, they moving cocoa. Yo, they're in love with the cocoa, some even say. But you didn't hear that from me. Oh my god, yo. I forgot we were going to look at this. Holy crap. Holy crap. Michael Saylor has come out of his hole, everybody.
Going into 2025.
You know, I don't think it's a...
Yo, he seems like he's an interesting character we got going on right now.
Pretty wild. And last year was kind of disappointing for Bitcoin, I think. It's definitely not what I expected to happen in the year. And for treasury companies as well, especially the back half of the year was really rough. Did you expect that going into 2025?
You know, I don't think it's a disappointing year. The only way in which it's disappointing is the price at the very end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when the all-time high was?
Would it have been about August?
October 6th.
October 6th, okay.
Early October, first week of October. You know how many days it's been since the all-time high of Bitcoin?
I mean, must be like 100 days or something.
Yeah, Grok thinks like 95 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so, by the way,
I can't stand him either, but yet again, the conversation always comes that we have on the channel and everything is kind of, yet again, him and Peter Schiff's, the CNBC pundits, they drag out to purport the narratives, the Tom Lees, the Hims, the Anthony Pomplobinos, and then he used to know what he loved XRP back in the day. He's like, what, you like Bitcoin? Wait till you find out about this fucking XRP thing. Just like the rest of them, for some reason, they can't even utter the words. He was up on stage, oh, everything else is a security, ETH is a security, it's all bullshit, all bullshit. Davos is at the end of January. I've been mentioning that, and then literally within a week after is Ondo, and tomorrow it's just day after day. It's just all too coincidental at the end of the fucking day.
October.
But yeah, him and the Bitcoin narrative have been very turbulent, just like most crypto after October 10th. So now we're at the point he went MIA because their company was trading under NAV and shit, and then they had that cash reserve and the talking of potentially taking strategy off of the index, but then that has recently got reversed. So
the last quarter
when he comes out,
October, November, December, literally
why is he back out?
The first week of the last quarter of the year, Bitcoin hit an all-time high. So in what way is it a disappointing year? It's this entire community has very short memory, and whatever happened in the past 5 days dominates the conversation. But if I look at 2025, I think in 2024 we had like 30 to 60 companies that had Bitcoin on their balance sheet, and by the end of 2025 we had like 200.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dumb question. What is Davos? I think that's a restaurant, but Davos is in Switzerland, the WEF conference that goes on every year. Literally the entities that are shaping the new world order. It's literally them. It's not like they necessarily hide in the shadows. I'm sure there are more shadowy figures than others, but those are the people.
So the fundamentals look pretty good to me. We hit an all-time high. We added 100 companies with Bitcoin on the balance sheet. I think my company raised something like $25 billion and it all went into Bitcoin. So we bought $25 billion of Bitcoin in 2025.
Good
Okay,
for you.
this entire journey, Danny, started.
Now run by Larry Fink. Yeah, he passed the torch to Larry Fink. And have you guys noticed who's now in the potential conversation to be the new Fed chair? I forget his name exactly, but he's from BlackRock. So we now have BlackRock potentially penetrating the Fed, which is crazy. You talk about fucking theories.
August of 2020 with a $250 million purchase. Okay, so 10x times 250 is 2.5 billion. We bought 100 times as much Bitcoin in 2025 as we did in August of 2020. And when we bought in August of 2020, that was the greatest amount of capital ever deployed in the Bitcoin network.
Dude, there's a clip I recorded before the video, but he goes off because the dude interviewing him essentially asks like, okay, so how are you guys competing in terms of like the Bitcoin treasury strategy front, you know, because it's kind of capitalism. You go out there and you compete for your share. And he gets triggered and starts losing his mind a little bit like, how dare you question companies that are out there? How about you question companies that aren't getting Bitcoin? Like that type of shit. It was weird that he decided to snap on that. So that's what I'm saying. It's interesting. He went MIA. It's hard for me not to see this guy as like a patsy. I can't. He seems like a fucking actor.
That anybody could remember in the history of the world. So
yeah.
Actor type.
So 100x more than that strikes
like
me
being
as being
used.
A pretty good fundamental progression. You know, if I tick off what happened in 2025, we hit the all-time high. We had 100 Bitcoin companies come online, fair value accounting for Bitcoin.
Yeah, I can't listen to him for too long. Is there any actual good conversations? ESG? Who the fuck cares? Are there too many treasury companies? Oh, that might be when he loses it. Bitcoin is digital capital, like electricity. Yeah, he compares Bitcoin to fucking electricity.
How is it irrational for a company to adopt a new technology which is better than the previous technology?
No, that's
Bitcoin
not
ain't it, buddy.
what I worry about is the companies that may be seeing this as like a cash grab rather than actually trying to build anything interesting.
But Bitcoin it is.
Okay, but we're not here to promote bad companies, are we?
Mm.
I mean, you're promoting
That's
yourself.
Like, okay, well, I invented electricity and some dude that sells, I don't know, like cardboard cotton candy placards for $1 billion announces he's going to buy electricity.
Yeah, but Bitcoin ain't electricity.
The point is, like, should you invest in the cardboard cotton candy company that sells cotton candy cardboard boxes for $1 billion? Of course not. But my problem with your framing is you're saying, I don't know if the market has room for more than a couple of companies to buy Bitcoin. Look, the market has room for every company on earth to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, does it though? Does it though? What do you guys think? You guys think there can be on a Bitcoin? I don't know.
Right? The market, and by the way,
Klaus was mad creepy.
There's a simple way to think about this. If you've got a successful business or a healthy business and you're generating cash and you buy Bitcoin, won't you be better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you have a business which sometimes makes money, it's a struggling business.
I saw that about the Clintons they refused to testify at the Big E. Yeah, I saw that. He's delusional. Bitcoin has done nothing. It's done nothing. Oh man, he looks like a guy who got shot by a shotgun in training day.
And some years it makes money, some years it doesn't make money, but you have...
Yo, look at his shirt, dude. He's got a Bitcoin shirt. He looks like a Danny Phantom villain. I don't like him.
Wouldn't you be better to invest the cash in Bitcoin than give it away?
Yes, absolutely.
Wouldn't you be better to invest the cash in Bitcoin than buy treasury?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so good companies benefit from buying Bitcoin.
Yo, he shit standing up.
Benefit from buying Bitcoin. Now, if you have a company which makes no money, that's never going to make any money.
Oh man.
That has $100 million in cash. Your choice is give the money away. You've got no company. Invest the money in Bitcoin.
He looks like an evil John McAfee.
No cash in his operating business, but makes $30 million a year, growing at 30% a year.
He's the less testosterone John McAfee.
A digital company that is generating $30 million a year, growing 30% a year.
By doing what?
Was that a good decision by the company?
By doing what, though?
Okay, and so now your issue is, now I have a company which is losing $10 million a year forever, and I can make $30 million in Bitcoin, growing 30% a year. That means I start with, $20 million, but the business is growing. Statistically, by the way, if you start with $100 million in Bitcoin and you bolt on $10 million of losses forever, then the business converges on the same result as a business that doesn't lose anything forever, because eventually you're making $1 billion a year and you're generating 10 million in losses. And so you've still got a business making $1 billion a year. Is that a good idea?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
John Cena in that room behind Sailor.
Like your problem is, I think part of the issue is
he's washed.
People in the Bitcoin community can't imagine buying equity, or they're like, well, that's not.
God, this guy is something else, man. Dude, oh my God, you talk about just believe in a completely different reality. That's the only reason I see it going up. I talk about it in the videos is only because the wealthy are still super positioned in it. And Morgan Stanley coming on and filing for that Bitcoin ETF, that was kind of the last final solidification of that for me, that they're going to continue to kick that can down the road. Also just because of the Cantor infrastructure with Lutnick and shit. And the Eric Trumps and the Bitcoin mining companies, like, I don't know. Yeah, you just get same thing what we're witnessing now. Get it ready, accumulate, make it seem everything's doomed.
Characterizing what I am and what I will be for all of eternity.
No, I'm not talking about strategy.
No, the point is, I'm like this literally insulted that you take that position. It's an offensive position to take.
What the fuck is this? What is he talking about? Hold up, he got so offended.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How much room is there? There's room for every company on earth to buy Bitcoin, Danny.
So, okay,
you
I
idiot.
think maybe I framed that badly, because I'm not criticizing these companies. It's more I'm asking what the market will sustain as of right now for these pure play treasury companies, especially with the fact that, like, in 2025...
Again, it's an offensive question.
Dude, it's an...
Let me just... Like, here's the problem with it. You're the one that's characterizing them as pure play treasury companies. They're not. But the insult, Danny, is you insult me by characterizing what I am and what I will be for all of eternity.
No, I'm not.
Who do you think you are?
The point is, I'm like this literally insulted that you take that position. It's an offensive position to take.
Well, I apologize, because I'm really not trying to insult you.
Operating companies.
That's a nice chess set.
But what? So
the point is, there's 400 million companies. They do a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and so you're taking the position that they do nothing but buy Bitcoin and sell equity to buy the Bitcoin by characterizing them as a pure play.
That's all they do.
Okay, again, so that wasn't my intention. I'm really not trying to offend you.
Let me say it a different way. How many companies are there on Earth, Danny?
400
million. A
lot.
Okay, well, so how much room is there for companies on Earth?
400 million.
Well, then why are you concerned about the fact there's 200?
No. The question I'm trying to get to, though, is like in 25, like you launching the preferreds, which I think are a really interesting product. Does that change the playbook for all these other companies, and how do they now compete against you? Now you have the preferreds as well.
I take issue with your question. It's an ignorant, insulting, myopic question. Why do you frame things that way? We're not competing with each other. That's like saying, well, like I heard my neighbor bought Bitcoin and I bought Bitcoin. There's not enough room for both of us to buy Bitcoin. We're competing with each other. Now, my neighbor's got to buy another crypto asset?
He'll bend them over.
We're not competing with each other, Danny.
You're not?
Like that's the ignorant part of the question.
Companies don't compete.
That's what I take issue with. What you have, if you're a hotel company in Japan, you're competing with other hotel companies in Japan. And the decision to buy Bitcoin is just a decision to improve the quality of your company. It's like saying how many companies can have electricity.
Oh my
I
God.
heard 200 companies have electricity, but there's one company that uses a lot of it. So do the other companies have to?
Could you just ever imagine Brad being in this sort of position? It's so night and day. It's so fucking crazy how blatant it is at times, just in terms of not even just Brad, but the people who are out there getting it done. And then it's just, this is who they push. DNBC, they love this guy. Him, Tom Lee, the 2025 end of Q4 that'll blow your balls off. Oh, well, I don't know where that is. Tom Lee, him, they go MIA. They're MIA. Now they're starting to peak up a little bit. Tom Lee, I think all-time high in January. That's what Tom Lee is now saying again. Comes out of nowhere.
Change their strategy? Dude, like, you think they had the same strategy? It's a silly question. And
no, we're watching this.
It's a myopic, ignorant, toxic frame.
Because I care about this type of shit in, yet again, the sense of what I've just said a billion times. Why is he back out?
Of a question, and the result is because
this is a big catalyst.
To some
potential.
Ignorant conclusion.
Okay.
There's room for 400 million companies to buy Bitcoin, Danny.
Mm-hmm.
Do insurance companies compete with my company? I don't sell insurance.
They're going to need life insurance if they
do
buy
banks
Bitcoin.
Compete with my company? I don't sell bank. I'm not a bank. I don't buy consumer credit. Do I issue credit cards? No. Do exchanges compete with my company? No. We're not an exchange. Do companies that create AI compete with my company? No. None of these people compete with my company. There's 1 million. We literally just said there's 400 million companies.
What up,
Why
Colin?
do you think that there's only one possible business strategy for a company that holds Bitcoin on its balance sheet? That's like saying there's only one thing you can do with electricity. Okay, what's the one thing?
Make things.
There's more than one thing you can do.
Of course.
That's like, oh, well, we speak English. Well, there's only one thing you could do if you speak English. We use dollars.
Yes.
Bitcoin is just a digital capital asset. You can literally do millions of things with digital capital.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I take offense every time you try to characterize us as competing with each other. You're creating this dog-eat-dog world where everybody competes. We're not competing with each other. Companies that adopted electricity, decided they didn't want to rely on donkey carts.
Yeah, but Bitcoin ain't that,
and you're
bro.
sitting here criticizing companies that adopted electricity instead of use donkeys.
Dude, he's ranting.
And it's like, I just think it's offensive and it's myopic.
Guys, you know what? I don't like, I'm literally talking, when you guys question my authority, I don't like it and it makes me upset. I just wanted to get that off my chest.
Constructive. Why don't you applaud them for not using donkey carts and using electricity? And then why don't you think, well, maybe there's more than one thing I can do with electricity. Maybe there'll be a world of Hollywood movies, and maybe we'll create elevators, and maybe we'll create electric cars, and maybe we'll create hair dryers, and maybe we'll create air conditioners with electricity. You can't imagine anything you could do with digital capital?
Of course.
Insurance, credit, banking, exchanges, derivatives, money funds. How about
donkey's faster than Bitcoin
that's ever been done would be done better with credit?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm really not trying to criticize these companies. I'm just.
Bro, I'm literally just asking you a question. What the you talking about donkeys and fucking state lines? What are you even saying?
A perspective on it. I'm sorry if that was an offensive question.
You're getting my perspective on it, which is you're wasting your time criticizing companies that decided they like Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Okay.
If you want to criticize companies, Danny, why don't you criticize the 99.9% of the companies that don't like Bitcoin?
Fuck Bitcoin, bro.
Fair.
I mean, isn't that what you should be doing? That's my point. It's like this toxicity of eating its own young. Like, why don't you actually support the people that agree with you on 99% of your ideology instead of criticizing?
Come on, Danny.
Fair.
Right? They're actually trying to do the right thing for their shareholders, their families,
mm-hmm.
right? Their countries.
Oh, man.
Right? They're doing good things.
Taylor's like a woman.
Right? There's people in Brazil that need to buy equity. They need someone like Orange BTC.
But he's still talking.
There's people in Japan. They need MetaPlanet.
Oh, Japan. Japan likes Bitcoin, but Japan really likes XRP too, though.
There's people in the UK.
Yeah, as long as other ones too.
Smarter web. There's people in France, right? they need
Bank the
capital
unbanked. Bank the unbanked, Stellar.
Right? Those companies are planting the flag for Bitcoin, and they're carrying digital capital into the equity capital markets everywhere in the world, and they're all doing it to different degrees. And they're struggling. It's a very competitive market. Like, out of the 400 million companies, like, how many of them have an easy time of it, Danny?
Oh my God.
10?
Yeah.
Bro, Danny.
Okay.
Danny.
So there's like 10 megacorps that have an easy time. Everybody else is struggling. There's 8 billion people struggling. There's 400 million companies that are struggling. Like, what's my advice for them? Buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the strategy. I
don't know. It might be better off buying some XRP, bro. Like, that's never financial advice. That's just me, though.
The issue with your question is, your advice is don't bother, because you're not going to be as big as strategy. And let's talk about all their problems. And my point is, it's so non-constructive and so soul.
Let's talk about all their problems and none of the good stuff they're doing.
Soul sucking, right?
Well, what is he sucking? What did he say? Rewind that.
Constructive and so soul sucking, right?
Whoa.
Right, for us to spend time on negativity. They have to get up and go to work just like you do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, that mom's out there breaking her back. 10 jobs. Here we go. He's pulling that card.
And so my suggestion for your company is focus on Bitcoin. And if you have capital, buy Bitcoin with it. And don't obsess over the fact that maybe you don't have as much as another company, or you can't do what another company could do. Ask yourself what you can do.
The shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got 100 ideas for you.
Give me some.
They're all good, constructive ideas, right?
I'll play that.
People either look at the world with a positive lens. I'm going to embrace new technology and become the best version.
What's that seems like it's ringing a bell. The Jack Dorsey tweet when Sailor transformed into an XRP coin. What is that from?
Of myself I can be. Or they embrace negative ideas. Oh yeah, someone else got there before me, and I guess I can't.
Oh yeah. Feel bad for Danny. Your blood pressure would be through the roof if someone talked to me like this. But this ain't just somebody. This is Michael Saylor, bro. Michael Saylor is everyone's daddy. So Look at this guy.
I don't think we should
in
be
his fucking velvet coat.
Negativity.
Okay, let's move on from that then, because
yeah, seriously, he's done with this. You're bitching about nothing.
I wasn't trying to be offensive with that. With all of the companies that are now trading below 1x MNAV, obviously Strategy went through a period of that in 2022. Do you think they will easily be able to grow into positive MNAVs again? Or is there like a constant gravity to one that you have to kind of fight?
No, I think that's just a myopic narrative.
Really?
Right? Companies exist to create value, and so the company is going to be valued based upon their operation.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I don't. Do you got? This strategy seems. Remember, guys? Does anyone in here remember BitConnect? Remember that? I'm not saying anything. I'm not making any assumptions at all. Because I'm not trying to get sued by nobody. I'm just saying, let's just say ChatGPT told me this. It seems like BitConnect. It seems like a much larger BitConnect. I'm not saying down to the semantics, but I'm saying something doesn't seem right. Something has not seemed right since day one. So in my mind and my gut, I'm saying I don't know how they get out of this, because waters did seem dicey for a while. But on the same hand, everyone, Raul Paul, they're all talking this business cycle, this super cycle. I just covered that on Patreon. All this euphoria right on the supposed horizon due to clarity and all this shit. Who knows? I mean, they could push that all the way to the end of this year. It would not surprise me in the slightest. But if they were going to take him down, you think that after October 10th, I mean, they have done a good job at leveraging it and keeping it sideways. So yet again, the ETFs can accumulate whatever they want to accumulate. And that's just the ETFs, you know?
What do they do?
Mm-hmm.
Right? If I have a company in Japan and I can sell credit instruments that yield 6% and the rest of the credit markets pay 2%, then what's the company worth? Isn't that the most valuable company in Japan?
Absolutely.
Does anything else matter? Isn't the question whether or not you can sell credit to pay 6%?
Mm-hmm.
Take the same company in the UK. If the credit markets are paying you 4%, and you're the company in the UK that offers
there's a full
8%,
year.
what's the company worth? It's worth a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm just giving you one strategy, but okay, well, what about life insurance? What if I create a Bitcoin-backed life insurance company in the UK and I offer life insurance policies to pay you double every other life insurance company in the UK? What's that worth?
Okay.
How big is the insurance business in the UK?
All right, Sailor.
Reasonably big, right?
Sailor.
A big bank that I do business with.
Oh, shut your face, Grandma. Oh my God, that guy can bitch. When did this guy start cryptology? I wish I knew, dude. Moral of the story is, I feel like they could be a obvious giant catalyst. Some people point to Tether going down. I don't know. No one knows at the end of the day, but I always wonder if strategy will be one. Because holy fuck, that you would feel the ramifications of that. I mean, these guys hold how much fucking Bitcoin? They're the top guys. They've built their reputation on that. And they're swinging around kind of like a destabilized Jenga block right now. And they hold the most Bitcoin. I don't know what that would do to the market if that ever fucking went down. Probably nothing good. I think Bitcoin will go up for a while longer, but I think the ROI, yeah, 100%. Yet again, after seeing Morgan Stanley just come in with the Bitcoin ETF application, that solidified in my mind that they're going to keep this show going. But yeah, I mean, the ROI on something like an XRP is much greater in my mind, along with other ones. Sailor is the perfect picture of a cult member. Yeah, that is true. DD said even after the clarity is signed, it's another 9 months until it goes live. That is an absolute true point. Very true point. I would just assume the action of getting it signed. I don't know. That is actually a very fair point. But I think we could see price appreciation as a ramification of obviously getting it signed, because that's a huge signal to the market. You know, that's kind of like the unofficial official go ahead. As if these guys haven't been positioned in this entire time. We're tapped in literally daily in terms of what the fuck they're doing. The problem point. Can you imagine Sailor in the digital outlook? Problem with Bitcoin. Is that the point Satoshi or any huge holder can crash it at any point. No one from Bitcoin is working with banks or governments. And I promise they aren't going to be excluded. I think Bitcoin will go up. Boyaka 619. Let me see. I'm scrolling real quick. Oh, what's that? Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go, because I know there's different types of oil and all this shit. And Jake, well, you guys are apparently telling me he altered his price prediction to $10 now. Okay, so if that's true, that makes sense. Because yet again, we're tight with Japan, so I don't see them having any potential oil problems. But then I'm sure there's other ways. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows, man? Tokenized. Oh, what's this? Oh, yeah. Tokenized stock. Eating up in 2026. Sailor on the coffee chat with Dave and Judy. That would be a rant. That would be the worst blunt rotation imaginable. $10. What? Oh, this is wait, what? This is happening on Wednesday? Wait, what? Hold the phone right now. Wait. When? What? Dates? When the fuck is it? The 19th? Then why? Doesn't make sense. The Cointelegraph? President Trump to address global leaders at the World Economic Forum in Davos on Wednesday. Tomorrow, but Davos isn't until the end of the month. Unless there is. I'm trying to figure that out right now. It says January 19th to the 23rd. So I don't know what they're talking about tomorrow. Because we did know he was supposed to be speaking there because Paul Barron was talking about it. So yeah, dude, silver tapped 89 in gold. Silver's outshining gold because it just seems like the market dynamics with it, but looking good, especially positioning that. Say $10 after calling 1,000. Well, yeah, he called 100. It's very troll. Yeah, it's well. I don't know. Judy would make his mouth drop open. Oh, not Judy. No way. Dude, I gotta unfollow fucking Elon. He just like posts, he clogs up the timeline and it's very annoying. But like, I like seeing some I guess I could just follow SpaceX. I like seeing the rockets and shit. That's cool. Engineering. Oh no, what is Anthony Pomplabino out here? Don't you know?
Long time away. Would this be a good idea, and will it happen in our?
Well, what, motherfucker?
For our third question today, Jensen Huang recently talked about the prospect of a
the NVIDIA CEO
AI being built, and he thinks it's a very long time away. Would this be a good idea, and will it happen in our lifetime? Now, the first thing is, yes, I do believe that this is going to happen in our lifetime. A huge reason why I think people are underestimating artificial intelligence is because of this idea of exponential production. Now, what do I mean by that? Right now, what we know is that people are able to write software at a much faster pace. And
I think Google just came out with another one to specifically help with that even further.
So if you have no technical knowledge, you now can become a developer. You just simply use natural language, English. You tell one of these systems what you want to build, and it goes in and writes the code for you.
That's
awesome.
But
if you are an engineer, you now can become a 10x or a 100x type engineer. A great example is something called Claude Cowork, which just came out this week. Claude Cowork is basically the idea of Claude Code, but is used for non-technical people. The most interesting part of that development to me is that one of the developers who helped build it said that Claude or Anthropic, they built it in a week and a half, and 100% of the code was written by artificial intelligence.
Wow.
So that is the idea of exponential production, is somebody wrote code to create artificial intelligence that can write code, Claude Code. Now they are using Claude Code to write more and more software over time. And so you get this exponential growth of the production of software. That type of growth, both in software and in hardware, is ultimately what is going to drive massive innovation. That's why Elon Musk is saying GDP is going to go over 10%. And that's why I think during our lifetime, we will see something like God AI. Now, if we go back to Jensen's comments here, he specifically said, I don't see any researchers having any reasonable ability to create God AI. The ability for AI to understand human language, genome language, and molecular language, protein language, and amino acid language, and physics language, all supremely well, that God AI just doesn't exist. I don't disagree with Jensen here, but what I think is going to happen, and again, who am I? Jensen's the godfather of AI. I'm just some guy who's trying to figure out the world alongside you. But my thought process is that we're actually going to get a bunch of finely tuned models. So there's going to be one for biology. There's going to be one for chemistry. There's going to be one for finance. There's going to be one for health, etc. And not only are you going to get one, you're likely to get very high competition in every single one of these sectors. And so if somebody wants the equivalent of a quote unquote God AI, what's actually going to happen is you're going to put together a bunch of these. If you're in science, for example, you may put together something in material sciences, chemistry, biology, etc. Tie them all together, be able to talk to it, and then orchestrate answers among every single one of those different models. That is going to get us closer to something like God AI than maybe somebody just comes.
All right, well, come on. We understand all this fucking Anthony. He's like having an epiphany over there.
Build one single model that can do everything. Now, the other thing that I'll say here is that Jensen has recently come out and said that we're all underestimating just how pervasive AI is already. He says that there are 1.5 million AI models, not agents, models. Things like OpenAI's ChatGPT, O1 Mini, etc. 1.5 million of them. We're only 3 or 4, maybe 5 years into kind of the consumer adoption of this technology. And so if you extrapolate that out, there are going to be tens of millions, hundreds of millions of models, agents, et cetera, all operating in society. And so I believe that this is as Elon calls it, a supersonic tsunami that is going to hit every single industry. And Jensen also believes that the doom and gloom influencers who are trying to negate AI, call for a bubble, or say that this technology is going to ruin society, they're actually just negatively impacting themselves. They sound...
Dude, that was actually a really hot topic going on. The AI bubble, I was tapped into that. The Maverick on Wall Street, the Michael Burry was trying to short them and stuff, short Palantir. That was a fun little time frame. That was only a couple of weeks ago, dude. That was like a whole saga, and then that quieted down, I feel.
We're all going to have underestimated artificial intelligence, its importance in the world, and ultimately what it is going to be able to do for each one of us in our daily jobs and trying to make us happier, healthier, and wealthier. And I think that AI is here. It's not going anywhere. And every single person, the most bullish person you know, is probably underestimating it.
Are you guys underestimating AI? Anthony Pomplebino wants to know, not me, Anthony. So you got to look him straight in his beady little eyes. Tell him what you think. Reddit code to make XRP go higher. Yo, for real, hire that guy. Hire that guy for real. What is silver sitting at right now? Let me take a little look. Oh shit, misclicked. Bastard. There it is. 87.5. Yeah, it's gonna everything goes up, hits that, retraces. Okay, and then all right, whatever. What the fuck? How many times did it do that over the 5 days? Oh, we're down. Oh, we're back up. Oh, we're back down. Oh, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's what. Nothing ever goes up forever in my mind. But, and you never do want to chase gains like this. It's just when I look at I don't know, some of you guys do bring up the point as if I haven't really thought about it, but are they trying to get people to flood into the metals? But I don't think so, because CNBC is not parading that at all. It seems like they're giving zero coverage to what's going on in metals. And then yet again, you look at the supply dynamics and what happened in China on January 1st, kind of banning or limiting the exports. Put David on. Wait, who's David? I'm happy silver is higher than when I bought it. Yeah, I mean, they need it. They need it. Bitcoin 94.8. Is that why XRP 211? This is it, guys. This is the moonshot we've all been waiting for. Dude, that tariff ruling tomorrow. Because if it really is like, if they rule in favor for him and kind of nothing happens, I think that's a good market signal, bro. I think that's a good, that's a huge thing looming. Unless they delay it again, which I could see too. You guys are 100% right on that. Here in Ohio, the silver store is wrapped around the block. Yeah, I've been seeing it a lot. On YouTube's, I follow some, I followed some, actual, what are they called? Like the guys who run the silver spots and everything, and supply's looking thin. Supply's looking thin. He's showing off the cases and shit. Yeah, watch what the news is telling the zombies to do, and that's the plan. Yeah, the fact that they really haven't been speaking on the metal front is pretty telling in my mind, considering yet again it's something they need, you know. And yet again, Bitcoin, 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 all Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Meanwhile, they're robbing you blind. The central banks, they're accumulating gold at record rates. But Bitcoin, CNBC, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, this, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, every other fucking thing. Besides the thing that the central banks are piling up. The central banks are ones who run things. But you didn't hear that from me. You heard that from somebody else. Trinity. I'll say him. Lots of selling. We won't get a potential XRP moonshot till XRP hits 245 again. Well, that is true, because on the way up, we would need to hit 245. Metals are flying because China wants them too. It's their bet against the whole aspect of the new transition is, yeah, the hard assets, the oil, the gold, the silver, the copper, the minerals, the thallium, the fucking vibranium, all of it. That's the currency. That's the value. That's how you store the fucking value. Like, that's a conspiracy. Who knows? Who knows, bro? Unadium. And anything with an eum at the end, the real money. The paper money. The paper money's the real shit, bro. The shit they just print on a fucking screen, on a computer screen now. That's the real money. Good for you. Keeps you rich. Sad. I often have to talk myself out of I found crypto just in time to be rug pulled. I mean, never financial advice, but you know, if you do your research on some of the sound projects, it's kind of easy to know what you hold. XRP will move by dollars soon, just like Bitcoin does. We won't be moving penny by penny, but tens of dollars. I don't know about that. I'd love to see it, though. Moon Man. Moon Man. We'll have that run from 245. Run up to 245 and then the retracement. But the run up to 245, that was the record day of the ETF inflows coordinating with that, which was weird. That was the day it set the record and they were chasing the price up. Something about that seems weird. When did Jake say XRP to 10 bucks? I don't know. I got no clue. The Genius Bill literally tied crypto to the United States debt by backing 1-to-1. Oh yeah, you're saying the stable coins? Yeah. He asked to say that. What his lawyer told him. So we are here to stay. Yeah, no, at least for the time being, for sure. That's Paul Barron has some interesting speculation on yet again what Donnie could run up in front of the WEF and spout off. I equated it to kind of the I am Iron Man moment. Paul is like, yo, if Donnie goes up there and he basically declares war on the central banks and he's like, yo, the dollar's now backed by like hard assets. It was this whole elaborate thing. Don't know if that will necessarily be the case, but it is a fun speculation. It will be interesting because every time we speak or every time he speaks, everyone gets all hyped up. Is he going to mention crypto in any capacity? Because obviously it's the president. Like the one time he did fucking tweet about what's it called? The digital asset stockpile and named the cryptos as if that wasn't a giant insider trading op. If I've ever seen one, the people moving on those types of tweets, you'll see the massive long positions or whatever, bang, and then they sell it, make a couple of $100 million, ride off into the sunset, never get caught. Happens time and time again, especially with the meme coins. And that's the one thing I will agree with Charles Hoskinson on when he was recently talking to the Wolf of Wall Street. And he's saying, oh, they ruined crypto because they did their meme coins right before Clarity Act, so now they're all like butthurt about it. I do agree with that to an extent. That probably didn't help speed things up, unless it is World of Stage. I really like Paul Barron's pages. He's big enough to get some big guests and feel like he asks good questions. Yeah, he asks pretty decent questions, for sure. 2 months from high ETF will show. Yeah, I mean, dude, the fact that these ETFs rolled up on the scene not that long ago. The ETF Palooza has not been around. I mean, for Bitcoin and Ethereum, yeah, but we've been seeing the demand. The ETFs for our show pony, you know, just now rolling up. Paul Barron. 2 months. You're saying there's a 2-month delay fuse on that shit? Is that what you're telling me? I think that's what you're telling me, Chris, or whoever said that. Rather have a silver shortage than a toilet paper shortage. Yo, for real. Motherfucker's got Yo, Sailor shitting standing up. God, that guy is on another one. Economic boom. Oh shit, wait, when did he just say this? Is he speaking right now? Wait, is Donnie speaking right now? Am I missing it? Where the fuck is he speaking? Posted this 3 minutes ago. Hold up. White House? .gov? Wait, what? President Trump delivers remarks to Detroit Economic Club. Wait, what the fuck is going on? We're missing Donnie. Donnie's talking right now? And it involves the economy? Because I just saw a clip of him saying the economic boom has officially begun or something. What the hell, dude? I'm not going to tune into this whole thing, but I want to see what he's saying real quick.
Can you imagine having to say that 15 years ago? People would say, is that guy crazy? Of course we won't. But we're living in a different time. It's a crazy time we're living in. After real wages plummeted by $3,000 under Sleepy Joe Biden, real wages are up by $1,300 in less than 1 year under President Trump.
Mention crypto.
Construction workers' wages are up $1,800. Don't forget, they were down $3,000. Factory workers over $2,000.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to sit here and listen to this right now, but
$5,000. And I just gave the military, because we're doing so well with taking in
what percent? Yeah, I know this. I think this is live. Yeah, I didn't even know he was speaking today.
You saw that, right?
Market's pumping. I mean, we're up 212.
And I said, you know, if you had one more dollar at 1776, he said that was a good idea. We could afford one more dollar. We gave him 1776. Meanwhile, grocery prices are starting to go rapidly down. Rent is down. Airfares are down.
Boom.
Hotel rates are down. Cell phone prices are down. And we're just getting started. But more importantly than going down, our growth is through the roof. It's way up. Among my first acts in office was to end the radical left war on oil and gas and stop the crusade to kill American energy, and frankly, to open up cars.
Yeah, this is the same old script.
Have an electric car. I love
it's always just if he decides to, if this is the moment to mention crypto,
I don't think he was
but I
happy
doubt it.
with my policy of opening it up, and I can understand that. But I've been saying it for 4 years. They wanted everybody to have an electric car in a very short period of time. There was no way to build the stations. There was no way to get it done. I want you to have gasoline-powered cars. I want you to have electric. I want you to have hybrids. I want you to have everything. Hydrogen, I don't know about. I'm hearing it's not testing so well. It's fine, except when there's an explosion, you're a goner.
Whoa.
Now, have you heard that with hydrogen? One guy's trying to sell hydrogen, and I say, yeah, but, sir, that only happens 1 in 100. Oh, great. When it happens, they find the body like 300 yards down the road.
What is he doing?
So I said, I'll pass on hydrogen. Maybe there's something.
Dude, am I high?
But is anybody in the hydrogen car business?
What the fuck?
Gasoline is now under $2.50 a gallon, and
dude, he just rants, dude.
$2 in many places. We have some states it's $1.95, $1.99.
Talking about Grand Theft Auto.
As we speak, these are gas stations, and think of that. We have gas stations in the Detroit area where you can fill up for less than $2.30 a gallon, whereas 2 years ago, $4.50, and in many places it was way over $5. Think of that, $2.30. You see it. That's like a massive tax cut, which we gave you under the great big beautiful bill.
Good old Donnie.
No tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. And with our extremely successful operation in Venezuela earlier this month, that number seems to go lower because we're going to have a lot more energy. We're going to have a lot more, as opposed to a country that's going to be totally shut down. No fuel, no gasoline, and it's, you know, they say it's got more than Saudi Arabia. Who knows?
Oh.
And by the way, to all Iranian patriots,
here we go.
Keep protesting, take over your institutions if possible, and save the name of the killers and the abusers that are abusing you. You're being very badly abused. If the numbers are right now, I hear 5 different sets of numbers. I hear numbers. Look, 1 death is too much. But I hear much lower numbers, and then I hear much higher numbers. But I say save their names because they'll pay a very big price. And I've canceled all meetings with the Iranian officials until the senseless killing of protesters stops. And all I say to them is help is on its way. You saw that I put tariffs on anybody doing business with Iran. Just went into effect today.
Yeah, the tariffs just on the starting point.
I say make Iran great again. You know, it was a great country until these monsters came in and took it over. And it's all very fragile. It would have happened to us, I'm telling you. If I didn't win this election, it would have happened to us. In the coming weeks, I will be laying out even more plans to help bring back affordability. And again, remember, that's a fake word by Democrats.
What?
Prices were too high. They caused the high price. They never want to talk about affordability. They always go, this is an election about affordability. I say, they caused it. But they're good at that stuff. They're good at that stuff. They're fake. And they're good at that stuff. It's an election about high prices that was caused by the Democrats and that I brought down a
What
lot.
percentage do you think he mentions
when you see
crypto or gold or silver at all?
Gasoline coming down,
I doubt it.
That brings everything else down. It's so much bigger than any other factor. When gasoline gets to be $1.99,
What the tariff? Is he going to mention the tariff thing tomorrow?
comes down. The donuts come down. The truck that delivers the donuts, the stove that makes the donuts, the whole thing, it all comes down. And it's coming down much faster than anybody can even believe. And remember, though, I always say, normally when that goes down, the world comes down. That's the bad way of bringing it down. Our growth is through the roof. So I always want to say that whenever I say prices are coming down, but our growth is going way up. 2 beautiful events, the exact opposite of the Biden administration. As part of those efforts at Davos, next week I'm going to provide much more detail about our housing policies so that every American who wants to own a home will be able to afford one. We have some great things happening with housing.
The 50-year mortgage, he said.
$100 billion buy-in on bonds and mortgages. This will include a ban on large institutional investors buying up single-family homes all over the country and making it impossible for people to buy a home.
That's okay. The fuck out.
And I've also announced that the U.S. government is purchasing $200 billion of mortgage bonds to bring down mortgage rates, and it's had a huge impact. It's already started. And just last week, the average 30-year mortgage dropped below 6% for the first time in many years. It's coming down very rapidly, and that's not with the help of the Fed. If I had the help of the Fed, it would be easier.
Oh, here we go.
That jerk will be gone soon. In addition, I proudly called for the credit card companies to cap interest rates at 10% for 1 year, because they're getting 28 and 30% and 32%.
And jerk, Jerome.
And it's unfair. The rates are way too high. To provide further relief
the
to
jerk,
hardworking
Jerome.
Americans will also be confronting one of the biggest factors in driving up prices, the monstrosity known as the Unaffordable Care Act. You know what that is, right? It's Obamacare.
Jerome, the jerk. Foul.
Unaffordable Care Act. Nope. Did anybody ever
Oh,
think of
man.
that one before? It's true. It's the Unaffordable Care Act. Obamacare was a gift to make health insurance companies rich at the expense of
I
the
don't care
American
about this, unfortunately. Oh, what happened?
credits were
Oh, there he goes.
payoff
Oh, no,
to the
Donnie.
insurers, whose stock prices went up more than 1,000% after Obamacare was signed. I want the same money I want it to go directly. Very simple. I want the money.
Dude, that thing is shining, bro. What is that?
Money paid for by the government to go directly to the people, so they can buy the health care that's right for them. They can negotiate their own.
Bro, just pump
healthcare
my
savings
bags.
account, but they'll buy their own health care, and everybody loves it. That's why later this week,
Who said,
I'll announce our healthcare affordability framework.
who said we're
We'll
pumping,
reduce
bro? We're up to
premiums for
fucking
millions
212.
of
We're nowhere
lower
near it
drug
yet.
prices, delivering
We still got
price
some ways to go.
transparency and demand honesty and accountability from insurance companies all over the country, all over the world, actually. Healthcare costs will come down
New
very
stuff, eh?
fast with my most favored nation executive order.
Yeah,
We're
it
doing
should be
most
live. I
favored
think this is
nation
live.
drug prices. When we would have drug prices stay the same, everybody thought it was great. They're going to be coming down.
Say Ripple. Yeah,
thousands
right.
of percents. We're
I
standing
mainly
up
want to know.
special interests
I
and
mainly want to
special
know if he's going to mention the tariff ruling at all tomorrow.
500
That's the main thing I want to hear.
600% and more. I mean, think of that. On that alone, we should win the midterms in a landslide. I'm doing favored nations. The country that pays the lowest price in the world is the price that we're going to pay. And we got that because of tariffs, because I said to the countries they wouldn't approve it. The drug companies were tough, but they were fine. But they said the countries will never do it because you have a pill that sells for $10, you have to sell it for 20 or 30. So
I know, seriously, just say the word fucking crypto, bro.
the price of their health care there for prescription drugs. Ours would come down from $130 to $20. Theirs would go from
Just say
10 to
crypto
20.
reserve.
The world being a bigger place.
Ow.
And it was unbelievable. But the countries
Prices don't
would
come
do it.
down
So
like
I
they
called the
used to.
countries. I said, if you don't do it, then I'm going to put a tariff on you.
Oh,
And
tariff.
the tariff's going to be 20 times more than the cost that you're having to pay for fair health care.
Tomorrow, we got to keep our eyes, dude. 10 a.m.
With you 100%, we would be honored to do it. It was really
10 a.m.
really
tomorrow,
awesome
give or
for everybody
take.
to do it. So think of that. You have most favored drug prices. Your drug prices are going to go down like from $100 to $10.
Donnie.
Nobody can believe it.
Nobody can believe it, guys.
And we can't get the fake news to write about it. It's the biggest thing to happen in medicine. It's the biggest thing to happen in healthcare. And I cannot get the New York Times. I cannot get anybody to write about it.
Oh, man.
When we got it done and we announced it, it was on a page way in the back of the New York Times. Same with others. They don't want to talk about it. You know why? Because it's so good.
So it's
Biggest
too
thing
good.
to happen. Over the past 12 months, almost every promise I made to you right here in 2024 has been kept. I've kept all
Not the
my
Clarity
promises
Act yet.
and much more. I mean, I've given you much more than I gave you promises, and I produced much more than I said I was.
We
gonna
never got
produce. I gave
him
you
looking
the
into
largest tax cuts
Fort Knox
in
either.
American history.
Those were
Cutting
two
taxes
promises.
across the board in the great, big, beautiful bill. And as I told you, I mean, who would have gotten you
Eggs are more than
no
$4
tax
for
on
me, I
taxes?
think.
I said before, no tax. I said over and over again, no tax on overtime, no tax
When
on
what hits
Social
88?
Security for our seniors. Any
Silver?
senior
Silver
should
already
be doing
passed
this,
88.
because the Democrats won't do this.
S is 223. I think I seen
We also made
S like
interest on
260
car loans
something.
fully tax deductible, so that when you go out and buy a car, if you have a mortgage,
Like my
or you
Bill's
get a loan
BBW,
on a car,
baby.
you're allowed to deduct interest for the first time ever.
S
That's never
215.
happened before. But only for cars that are stamped with the beautiful words "Made in the USA." In other words, we're only letting that take place if the car is made like in Detroit or in the USA. Our tax cuts also provided 100% bonus depreciation on all new equipment and capital investments, meaning that for any manufacturer looking to bring production back to America, you can write it all off, everything.
What 18 count
not
eggs?
in
279.
years, not in 44 years, in 1 year. You write the whole thing off in 1 year.
You're gonna be tired
That's
of
the
winning.
biggest thing.
We're not winning yet.
I think that's the biggest thing. That's the big job producer.
When crypto finally has its moment, that's when we're winning. We're real winning.
Regulations. We're number one in the history of our country in cutting regulations. I promise to cut 10 old regulations for every one new regulation. So if we put on a regulation, the only way I'll allow it to happen is if the secretary, like Scott Bessent, cuts 10 old regulations. But instead,
dude, I can 36 for like $10 or less. What do you mean? Oh, you mean eggs or some shit?
That we put in. Think of that. So nobody's ever cut regulations like I have.
Jerk. We'll be done soon. Yeah, he's out soon. He's out soon.
The war on internal combustion engines.
Yeah,
once and for all, those engines were gone. And some people like them. And if they like them, great. And if they like electric,
dude.
if they like any form of
Roman, were you in here when I've been watching this and he was talking about the body getting blown to shit by the hydrogen engine?
I permanently stopped Joe Biden's ridiculous cafe standards. You know what the cafe?
You live in Walmart?
Oh,
Walmart World?
For you to build
Yeah, they're cheaper.
Affordably. They make it
oh my God, did you miss it?
Really work right. The cafe standards sound so nice. The cafe
it's hilarious.
Environmental standards are impossible to meet. And we're canceling the
You're going to be tired of winning.
Tailpipe emission standard.
Why is it a big crypto week? I'm missing it. Bro, how long have we been streaming? An hour and a half.
San Francisco communists from regulating automobiles all over our nation, all over our world.
Hold up.
Boy, I have done so much for the car industry. It's crazy.
He's done so much.
Nobody thought it was possible to do this.
everything. No one thought it was possible. This week we got literally tomorrow the tariff ruling, the next day the crypto markup, the end of January the other crypto markup from the Agriculture Committee, also potentially coinciding with the end of January government shutdown, and those are kind of the key things we're waiting around on. Right now we got Davos at the end of the month. The first week of February we have February. Wait, what did I say? Because I was trying to listen to what he was saying. He said something about the Leering Center or some shit.
New York, and others are
I heard him say something.
Our country has been losing over $500 billion to fraud every single year.
Oh yeah, the fraud shit's crazy. Some of it.
Assembled going after fraud. In Minnesota, we're cracking down on the Somali scams.
Oh yeah, that shit. Delay. That's what I think. Unfortunately. But then you got Paul Stamets. Not Paul Stamets. Like Paul Atkins. Paul Atkins floating around. Oh yeah, we're gonna get it done this year. Then he says, "Oh, we're gonna get it done in the coming months." I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Drugs coming in by sea, down 97%. You've seen that?
That is true. Anything's possible at this fucking point.
And we're trying we're really trying hard to find out who the hell is the other 3%. But we have them down 97%. And we're going to start hitting them by land, too. The hard part is done. By sea, nobody's coming. It hasn't been great for the fishing industry.
Well, after they see them getting blown to smithereens, I don't know if they want to try it again.
They're having a hard time getting customers. But you can't have everything. Nobody wants to go on boats. Nobody wants to go.
They keep saying get ready for the largest tax return refund, something like that.
Going 65 miles an hour, and it's loaded up with hundreds of bags that you see cellophane with white. Typically, it's not fishing.
If banks don't get what they want, we will not get clarity. I mean, that's what they've been hashing out for months on end, and it's heating up again because they finally came out with the 280 or 270 something page bill, and they have 2 days to read it and then hash out shit they find in it. I don't see how we don't get a delay.
And we took them out, and the Democrats claimed
the e-files, yeah, that narrative quieted down for a bit.
Journey, it's unbelievable what we have to go through.
Yeah, Paul Stamets is the mushroom guy. I keep getting him confused with Atkins.
Children's payments to those states that we're talking about, and we will now require proof of attendance in order to receive federal funding for child care or any of that. How about all these child care places in Minnesota where there is no children? They go there, they get paid millions and millions of dollars. The biggest operation in all of Minnesota had no children.
I bought the Mastermind subscription. No, you didn't, for real. You should see the questions people ask on the forum, and mostly, hey, where is everything? What do you mean, where is everything?
We're not paying Minnesota any more money for that, any of that crap. It's a big scam. It's a giant scam run by an incompetent, crooked governor. He's an incompetent, crooked guy. And also, we're freezing any and all welfare payments going to illegal immigrants that will start effective immediately. So when illegals come into California, Gavin Newsom, they come into California and they send us bills.
But then they do a precious along with date and times.
So we're working on that.
There's nothing here but questions.
Just don't pay it. As Nancy Reagan would say, just say no. You remember Nancy Reagan? Just say no to drugs. It's a little more difficult than that, I guess, right? But just say no. Additionally, from this moment forward, if you're on public assistance, like almost all Somalis are,
we got to keep our eyes on tomorrow. So much louder than previously was. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of the same script, more or less. Nothing of the stuff we really care about. The stuff we care about on the horizon is the Clarity Act stuff. That's kind of it, honestly. Because that's the next giant. I mean, rolling's out too, but we'll see. Guys, we've been going for an hour and a half. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications to know when I go live. And you can join the group, The Minutemen, link in the description below, to exclusive videos there weekly. And that's it. That's also where we go if the YouTube channel ever gets nuked for peculiar reasons. Yeah. And that's it. And tomorrow, unless they fucking move it again, which is easily in the cards with how these people move. Bunch of rats. Oh my God, wait, what? Rand Paul was, that's actually going to be that should be a good podcast, unless Joe fucking wants to talk about the Comedy Store for the 100,000th time. That should be an interesting one. Should be. But we'll find out. China is selling physical silver over $100. Yeah, we are at 213. Yo, is this the pump party? Is this it? Do I keep going? Is this the actual pump? 213. This is it. This is changing lives. Lives in the making. Elon, Starlink activates free internet in Iran. Joe Hogan, gotta give it a rest. He's oh man. He just had Bradley Cooper on. And they're talking about how much it's crazy. I'll never get over being friends with famous people. He's like, it's crazy. I hang out with Quentin Tarantino, and Quentin Tarantino comes to the comedy green room, and I just hang out, and it's so cool. He's the fucking elite now, bro. He goes to Peter Thiel's dinners. You guys know this shit. He's in that club, and you guys told me Palmer Luckey is in bed heavy with, not literally, with Peter Thiel too, and I didn't necessarily know that. I didn't look into that, but he seemed cool on JRE, and then you guys are like, nah, Peter Thiel has his hands in that guy like Vecna. Welcome to the coffee chat, yo. Silver's popping off, bro. Let's go, baby. Just seeing if there's any last minute sort of breaking news. Yo, we're about to hit 214. It's looking like we got some good velocity going. Also coordinated with a 94K Bitcoin, but who gives a fuck about Bitcoin, man? Dave is the man. He has a good heart. Yeah, he seems cool. I just poke fun. Yeah, so this is the clip I saw. He says this is the thing. Little breakout happening. I doubt it, but I doubt it. I still think we got some time of sideways action. $10, here we come. Eventually. Can't believe, oh my, people will actually believe in Jake. That's crazy. But Jake has dinners too. Yeah, we were talking about that. Hopefully sideways down to load more. Yeah, I mean, that's how you do it. Never financial advice. ETH 3,200. Let's go, DD. Hey, DD. Jay Claver goes on JRE. Yo, Joe would be looking at him like he's speaking a different language. Even when he's had pro Bitcoin people on and they've been trying to tell, like they were trying to tell him the gist of Bitcoin, and he's just, I don't know if he fully gets it. Maybe he does. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, getting a prominent crypto guy on there would be sick. There's the bald guy who's a little off. And I think he used to work at Google or something. He mentioned crypto a little bit. But he needs a good crypto guy in there. Go to the live from Claver, minute money sign. What the fuck are you talking about, minute money? Oh, minute 320. 2 more years? All right, let me see this real quick. I was going to wrap the stream up. Hold on. I'll wrap the stream. Hold on. It's go time, says Sab. Strong volume. Yes, sir. That's what we want to see. Joe Rogan. Oh, my camera died. Hold up, guys. We have officially lost the live XRP feed. The camera is dead. They know. They do not want this transmission getting out there. Gotta charge that bitch now, so that's frozen. Alright, so here we go. Donnie says the economic boom has officially begun. All eyes on tomorrow. What? Is this true? President Trump says if you're anti-tariff, you're pro-Chinese. What the fuck is that, dude? Trump is the correct Peter Schiff chiming in as always. Bunch of bullshit. Oh, you said I wanted to go see Jake's recent thing. Let me see. Guys, do me a solid, hit the like button, por favor. Oh, GDLT's live too. Jake Clavar, dude. Do it. I'm going. From 14 hours ago. Yeah, I don't watch this guy. I mean, I just don't. He's not. All right, so you said minute 322? I'll go to 3 minutes. How about that?
That are in social will get to stay in social, but anybody coming in after this month will be in Carbon 1 or higher, which is more expensive, obviously. So if you want to check it out, test the waters, see if it's something you want to be part of.
I mean, this whole show, the one time I watched it was literally him just plugging his own business.
Get access to all the in real life events and all the other fun stuff we do there. I think
320. What are you talking about?
This month would be, again, no rush tonight or anything, but like the end of the month, or if we see a $10 XRP in the near future, then we will be locking it down completely at that point.
What happened to the $100 by the end of 2025? 99.999% conviction on that. Listen, I mean, you can get shit wrong, but he was 99.999%, bro. What was that smile? What was that? Woo! That $1 trillion smile. What's that motherfucker? Yeah. That motherfucker. Oh, whoa. What's he on about?
See if it's something you want to be part of. Get access to all the in real life events and all the other fun stuff we do there.
$5,000 for a dinner?
Would be, again, no rush tonight or anything, but like the end of the month, or if we see a $10 XRP in the near future, then
$10. Yo, I need that. Yo, he is a movie star in the making, this guy. You kidding me? I could see that framing that up on Stranger Things or some shit. Kidding me? That's textbook, this douchebag. Yo, what are you calling Jake a douchebag for, bro? Yeah, someone said I can't take him serious anymore. I don't know how you could take him serious in the first place. Like, he provided, I guess, some decent little, like, potential analysis, but yeah, I don't know. He definitely knows what he's talking about, like, to a certain extent, but I don't know, in terms of the whole operation, something feels like a load of barnacles. But that's just me. I'm not saying anything. Oh, wait, what? Give me a timestamp when he talks about the lawsuit, if you can. I was going to end the live stream like a half hour ago at this rate. Business as usual. People get lies and don't care. Even pay further. Yeah, it's crazy. These people were literally watching the ball drop, thinking it was going to go to $100 because it coordinated with the bearable guy thing. The beginning, Mike? Oh, shit, my bad. Let me see. Like the very beginning? Live with Jake Claver streams starting soon. Okay. Give me a min. Wait, what? Give me a minute for what?
For the channel.
Oh, wait, here we go.
All right. We're back.
Let's go.
Monday night, as usual, here for the AMA. where we run it down, all the stuff that you guys want to know over here in the chat on YouTube, on X, on Facebook, on.
And the fact people pay him to ask him questions
TikTok
is crazy.
Included. We're going to run it down tonight, give you guys what you're looking for, talk about all the fun
He's a
macro
donkey.
events and everything that's going on in the space. But before we get into that, shout out to Crypto Maniac. He asked for shout out, so figured I'd give you one. We got a lot of good people. A lot of good people DM me, message our team, ask good questions.
Get to the point, man. If anyone does have a timestamp, a 405, thank you. Yo, God bless you for real.
Appreciate that. All right, and then
the number one question: are you suing him for $30 million?
Address the elephant in the room before.
Yeah, please.
We get going tonight. We did, unfortunately, have to sue Zach Rector. Dropped that case on Friday of last week. And I'm not going to avoid any questions here. Happy to answer those. However, I don't want that to become what this is about. We want to focus on all the things that we usually talk about here. So if one of those questions comes up, somebody pays a super chat, I will address it. But at the end of the day, it's a legal process. We're going to have to go through that. If you want more information about the lawsuit,
Daniel, he's there for the lips.
Doing with that, it is public record.
Dude,
it's
not the
filed there in
soup coolest.
And you can go read all of that. And obviously, we wouldn't file it unless we were confident that we have
a
very strong case.
Very
our
strong.
Attorney represented Johnny Depp in his defamation lawsuit, and so.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, should be interesting. I will say that. So anyway, again, if you have questions about it, we will answer them. But I want the focus of this to be the normal deal: AMA, estate planning, taxes.
He's having a hard time breathing.
All right. Let's jump into the super chats that we got tonight. I don't see any burning questions. Oh, here's one. Here we go. We've got 19.
All right, I don't really care much more about that. Oh, dude, I forgot it's frozen, but we're at 214 now. That's stupid. He's 99.99. What the fuck? What are you talking about, man? Herpes on the bottom lip. What are you saying? Zach doesn't look well in his recent vids. Thinks he's worried about the lawsuit. Well, he did just have heart surgery to some capacity, dude. Which is scary. That's scary shit. Those lips, though. Oh, man. That's funny. Wow. It's coordinated. Haha, they're boys. They're going to get tons of views while the suit is going on. And he'll drop it once the money's made, boys. You think it's that calculated, huh? I think that's calculated to the finest degree. Interesting. Well, Jake, when you... All right, guys. You can join yet again the Patreon. Link in the description. I'm going to wrap it up. We've been going for an hour 40. I prefer my Nancy Pelosi. No, stop it, dude. Lenny, you nasty bastard, bro. Insane. All right, we'll keep an eye on tomorrow. I got a video dropping later today. Be sure to check that out. And that's it. I will see you guys in the next one.